Hello there, my name is Sam, and today I'm going to be telling you the 9 best tips to know as a beginner in Helldivers 2. If you like this video, like and subscribe for more bids like this in the future. Starting with tip number 1, collecting samples. When you start a game, all you can collect are green samples. But the sooner you start collecting them, the sooner you can start collecting the orange and purple samples that are available in later, more difficult levels. So if you find some samples early on, it makes the task of leveling up your ship all the more faster as you level up. Tip number 2, complete secondary objectives. When you land on the map, it doesn't show you anything but the primary objectives. So a little exploration is in order to be able to find them. The radar is one of those secondary objectives and is one of the first things you should do if you are able to find it while doing the main objective. Mind the time limit though, as the second that timer hits 0, you won't be able to call in supplies or teammates, which complicates things when you try to extract with your samples. Completing secondary objectives gives you that little bit of extra currency at the end of the mission to be able to buy new weapons and stratagems a lot faster. Tip number 3, unlock good weapons early on. In the beginning of the game, you don't start off with that many weapons. So completing secondary objectives, as previously stated, is one of the key ways to making sure that your experience is a fun one. Your early unlock should be the expendable anti-tank, stalwart gun, the precision strike, and the eagle airstrike. As you level up, you'll be able to get better and more powerful stratagems and weapons, but these weapons and stratagems that I stated will make the grind a lot more fun and manageable as you play the game. Tip number 4, know what works best against your enemies. Bugs, at least the smaller types, are susceptible to flames and lasers. Flamethrowers, napalm strike, and the incendiary grenade are great ways to deal with the larger groups of insects. The expendable anti-tank will be your best friend to take down the chargers, at least in the early game. Robots are a lot more tankier and can take way more damage than their bug counterparts. The autocannon and the personal shield is a must for your continued encounters with them. I would suggest leveling up with the bugs first, as the automatons are a more challenging foe if you do not have the needed weapons to take them down more easily. But any weapons and stratagems that deal explosive damage will get the job done. Tip number 5, buy the battle pass. Usually, battle passes have cosmetics and other things that are not really that important to the game. But with Helldivers 2, some of the best weapons are given through the battle pass. The good news is though, there is a free battle pass that you can grind for that gives you some decent weapons like the submachine gun or the SMG-37 Defender or the fire shotgun or the breaker incendiary. The last 5 scythe is a very sturdy laser weapon, but it's locked behind the most recent battle pass. But it's definitely worth the purchase of $10 when you start doing the higher difficulty levels, so it's definitely worth the investment. Tip number 6, use your stratagems effectively. Use the layout of the land around you. If you have defensive stratagems like the machine gun or the Gauss cannon turret, you want to place them in high places so they can more effectively target your enemies. Clear lines of sight of the enemy are a bonus, and if you place them outside of the enemy swarms, it will give your turret a better chance of firing at your enemies in tough situations. Do not place these turrets behind you, as they will fire on you or your allies and kill you, even if you are in front of it. Your offensive orbital stratagems are best saved for when you're trying to complete objectives, as those moments will be the ones where you're stuck in an area as the objective is being done and the enemy will throw everything they have at you in those moments. Pay attention to the cooldown times of your stratagems so you know what will be available to use at the most crucial moments. Tip number 7, stick together as much as you can. These missions take a lot of coordination between 4 people. Since you're just starting, you want to have someone with you to cover you while you figure out how to do the objectives, putting in the commands for stratagems, blowing up bug holes, and more. Clearing groups of enemies, both robot and bug, can be a lot simpler if you have a teammate beside you to take some of the pressure off while you shoot and reload while learning how the game works. Tip number 8, answer SOS calls. Half of the fun is when you're playing with your friends in these cooperative missions. But if you don't have any friends available, you can answer an SOS call via the world map by pressing the square button when you're orbiting a planet. You'll be able to drop in and help out other Helldivers in their quest to destroy everything in sight. And tip number 9, medals. In the earlier levels, you'll be getting a basic amount of medals, about 5 to 6 in the beginning per completed mission. So take it easy, have fun, and complete the missions as they come. Once you start doing the harder levels, you'll be able to get 15 to 18 medals per campaign, or even more. But obviously, the harder levels will eat you up if you don't have the proper gear, stratagems, and weapons to deal with the increased amount of enemies. In this video, I didn't really cover types of objectives, or even armor types, or other best weapons, but you can find videos about that and other strategies right here on YouTube. But I hope that this video at least makes your first early days in Helldivers 2 a lot more of an enjoyable experience. And remember, fellow Helldivers, for democracy! Thanks for watching. If you like this video, like and subscribe for more videos like this in the future.